The Midnight Hitchhiker. Let me tell you about the time I picked up a hitchhiker on a deserted road at midnight, and how it turned into one of the strangest and most terrifying nights of my life. It's a story that still gives me chills whenever I think about it. It was a cold, moonless night, and I was driving home after visiting a friend who lived out in the countryside. The road was empty, and the only light came from my headlights cutting through the darkness. I was about halfway home when I saw him, a man standing on the side of the road, thumb out, asking for a ride. Now, I'd always been told never to pick up hitchhikers, but something about him made me hesitate. He looked young, maybe in his early 20s, and he was shivering in the cold. Against my better judgment, I pulled over. He climbed into the passenger seat, thanked me, and told me he was trying to get to the next town over. At first, he seemed normal, quiet, polite, and a little nervous. But as we drove, I started to notice something off. He kept staring at me, not saying a word, and his breathing seemed oddly loud in the quiet car. I tried to make small talk, asking him where he was from and what he did for work, but he just gave vague answers and kept staring. My unease grew when he suddenly said, "Turn left here." I hesitated. The road he pointed to was dark and unfamiliar, and it wasn't the way to the next town. When I asked why, he just repeated, "Turn left." My heart started racing. I discreetly opened Google Maps on my phone and saw that the road led to a dead end in the middle of nowhere. I tried to stay calm, but my hands were shaking on the wheel. That's when he shouted, "Stop the car." I slammed on the brakes, and before I could react, he jumped out and ran into the woods without a word. I sat there for a moment, stunned, before driving home as fast as I could. The next day, I saw on the news that a man matching his description had been spotted in the area, a suspect in a series of robberies. I never found out if it was him, but I've never picked up a hitchhiker since. Have you ever picked up a hitchhiker? Let me know in the comments, and remember, sometimes it's better to trust your instincts and keep driving. Your safety always comes first.